Hey guys, Chris here from Hockey Tutorial, and today we're going to be taking a look at a company that we've come by before, but for a new reason, and that's Adrenaline. They're the guys that gave us the PowerFoot. Now if you haven't seen these, they're performance inserts that go into the toe caps of our skates, inside the skate, to reduce any unwanted space. Aside from being incredibly comfortable, they have a lot of performance benefits for what we can do on the ice. If you want to find out more about these, there'll be a video that will play at the end, and it'll also be down below in the video description so you can find out more about these. But they're called the PowerFoot. You can search for a review so you can see more about them online. But we're looking at Adrenaline for a different reason today, and that's because they have two new products. The first one is called their POWERJOCK. Now what this is essentially taking old technology that we've seen with previous jocks from various different manufacturers and updating it. And that's exactly what they've done with their POWERJOCK compression shorts or pants, depending on which ones you prefer. We've gone with the pants. But when you look at them, what Adrenaline have done is move those Velcro tabs that you get on the front of the leg to the side. Now this seems like such a subtle thing to adapt, but it has numerous benefits. Now one of the main ones is going to be sock pull. When you attach your socks onto your Velcro tabs on the front of your legs, if you bend your knee, you get a pulling and uncomfortable strain of the socks. Now, one of the things that that's going to lead to is the sock cutting or being torn much sooner than it should. But aside from that, it's also a little bit uncomfortable. I know there's a lot of times that I do that where I attach my socks to my Velcro tabs on the front, and when you're warming up, getting ready for a game or training, bending your knee can be a little bit tricky. Now that's going to impede your movement or your range of movement on the ice. You're not going to be able to move your legs or bend them as freely as you might want to be able to. By moving those tabs to the sides of the leg, you increase your movement tenfold. But aside from that, it's incredibly comfortable. There's actually a really straightforward way that you can demo this sock pull issue with a cable or a string. Just place it in front of your leg, roughly where the Velcro tabs would be located on the front of your leg, and let it run all the way down to the top of your leg, roughly where you tape your socks up. And from there, all you need to do is hold it tight and just try and bend your knee. You'll notice as you try and bend your knee, you can't unless you allow more of the cable or string to pass through your fingers, basically showing you that the distance between where the Velcro tab is and where you tape your socks up increases as you bend your knee if that Velcro tab is fastening your socks to the front of the leg. But this time put the cable to the side of your leg where Adrenaline have moved the Velcro tab to, and you'll notice that that distance doesn't increase. You can bend your leg and straighten it without having to let more cable go through your fingers, which shows you that this distance isn't changing at all. The way this translates on the ice is when we bend our legs and we have that Velcro tab attaching our socks to the front of our legs, it restricts our movement. And it also feels really uncomfortable if you're stretching, getting ready to warm up before a game. But now if you use Adrenaline's new POWERJOCKs, that problem doesn't exist. They're incredibly comfortable. They allow us to move freely and naturally on the ice. Adrenaline's second product is called the PowerStraps. Now, this is something that I'm a massive fan of, because if you've seen some of our previous videos like my In the Bag, I don't like leg tape. Now, aside from having to constantly buy it, I always forget I'm that player that's in the locker room constantly asking somebody for a spare roll. Now, these eliminate the need for me to do that because it's what I like to think of it as a leg tape alternative. Instead of using tape, you use Adrenaline's PowerStraps. They work the exact same way, but they have a lot of benefits. The first one being because they're reusable, you're going to save money. They have all of the same benefits of tape, being able to keep your equipment and your socks exactly where you want it. The great thing about them is it has an incredibly large landing strip for you to be able to attach the Velcro tab onto, which means that you can customize the tightness and the fit. If you want it to be incredibly tight or snug, you can do that, or if you want it to be nice and loose, you can also do that. It's entirely up to yourselves. But the other benefit of that is one size fits most. So if you're a senior player or a junior player, you can still benefit from using these, which makes them really easy. One of the things that I really like about them is it eliminates that pinching that you can sometimes get from tape. They're incredibly comfortable and they'll last much longer than a bunch of tape will. Aside from that, it's also great value for money. Now, Velcro straps as a leg tape alternative isn't something that's new. We've seen them from a bunch of other manufacturers. But why we tended not to use the other ones that we've seen is because they never lasted. We'd use them for maybe 2 or 3 months and they would start ripping, the elasticity inside them would break down, and they would be terrible. So we'd throw them out. But these last. I've been using these for close to a year. Absolutely no signs of breaking down. You can see these things have been used, but the quality is still there. The elasticity is still there. These things have plenty of life left in them. Aside from this, Adrenaline have also made sure that their leg straps are incredibly easy to put on, just like tape. The same way that you attach a bit of tape onto your leg before you pull it all the way around, their straps can do the same thing. It has a little Velcro tab that you can attach onto the socks, cloth socks of course, so that you can grip onto it, and you're able to then get a nice good grip to be able to fasten it around your leg the way that you want to. So it attaches to your leg the same way tape does, except it's reusable, so it's going to save you money. It's way more comfortable than tape, and because it's fabric and has a customizable strap for us to decide how tight or how loose we want it, it's far, far more comfortable than tape. And of course, junior and senior players can both use it. As always, if you want to see more videos just like this one over here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. If you want to find out more about Adrenaline's new products, their POWERJOCK, their power straps, and of course their POWERFOOT, there'll be links down below to where you can find out more info and of course to where you can pick them up. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Thumbs up, and we'll catch you in the next one.